Yo, what up? Cool. All right. What's going on, everybody? How are you? Just working on tonight, getting set up for tonight's gig. What up, Dorian? How are you doing, man? I don't have my lavalier mics in or anything, but hopefully everything is good. All is good, man. I was just out and about doing stuff today, so that's why I wasn't streaming earlier today. Good, man. Tonight it's Tuesday, so Tuesday is gonna be 8-bit rituals gaming night tonight. So I'm getting ready for that. So I'm getting all this stuff set up. So check it out, dude. It's a cool little mini PC. It's here's a mouse, right? Crazy, right? And it's got a 13500H in it with 32 gigabytes of RAM, DDR5, by the way, and 1 terabyte Windows 11 Pro. It's pretty crazy, huh? It's crazy. It's called a Nukebox K7. So this little bad boy, this thing is rad, dude. Gaming, not so much. It can play like, super older games, like obviously anything that's like emulator, 8-bit, stuff like that. It'll work fine. But for live streaming, it crushes, dude. It's really, really good. And then as you can see, you don't get to see it right now. You're actually set up in between my. I was just checking out my setup, and I was testing the Wi-Fi aspect of it. But here we go. You're gonna watch me basically. So this is right here. This is a 15 by 15.16, like basically 5.5, 5.6, 15.6 inch screen TV or monitor that I use. It's got the the VESA hookup on the back, so it slides right on. Yeah, dude, all of this whole setup was less than I don't remember how much it was, but it was less than a PC. Like it was pretty good. Like at the time, you know what I mean? It was like on sale. Like it, but these weren't popular until like recently. You know what I mean? Or not recently, but over like the beginning of this year. I got it last like I got all this stuff like last year when it was barely like nobody was gave a shit about it or cared about it. Um, these were like $40, $40 each. I think I got them for 40, maybe 30, something like that. They weren't a lot. And what's good about these? Well, these are 1080. These are 1080p, and they can go up to 60 FPS. For live streaming, don't need that much. You know, the 1080p 60 FPS is fine. What's rad about these is not only are they, you know, they're you can power them through USB Type C. It also has the mini HDMI as well, and it also can not only HDMI, it can also display through Type C as well, or power. It's pretty cool. So this whole entire setup is what is called Thunderbolt 4 compatible. So Thunderbolt 4 is basically like it's a docking type of like setup. It's not only PC, but it also can use like these kind of little setups. And if you can see, this extends my you know, the type 3.0 type USB, right? I got type 2. That's like I use that for my my mouse and keyboard, right? And then you have these old school SD cards, right? Remember, for like storage. So this is like if you take photos or videos and you have like those little SD cards and you want to pop it in there, the little different ones. And then it also has the HDMI 1 and 2. It can do up to 4 monitors, I believe. So there's 1, 2, another USB type 2, I think it is. Yeah, type 2, and then there's there's the USB C, and then there's the PD 3.0, which is a power adapter. I think it is. So not only is it power here, and then this is the USB Type C that plugs into all of it. So this will go into the mini PC, and it will basically know to make all of this stuff in here compatible with everything with the Type C, with the mini PC, and then that includes monitors like this, so I can put type it. You know, this is type. You know, this is the Thunderbolt compatible, so it plugs right in. Like everything works together. Put it this way: this very phone that I'm streaming with right here, I did it a few times. You know, are you aware of Destiny Rising? Yeah, there's a game called Destiny Rising. It's if you look it up, it's a mobile Destiny 2, basically. It's a I guess some company from China got licensing from Bungie to make this game, and already there's 10 million pre-orders for this game. It's free to play, but it's going to be like a gotcha game. I supposedly they're not like, you know, it's one of those games where you know, supposedly they're not like making it's cosmetic only, but I think you have to like buy weapons to make it better, you know. Yeah, 10 million. And a lot of the stuff, it's not a lot of stuff, but there was a few things that Destiny currently uses was from the mobile game. So, anyway, so what I did on this phone, I played it, right? And then I was like, huh, because this is a Samsung S23 Ultra, and it has the Samsung has a feature called the DeX. And what that is basically the same thing. USB Type C, plug it in, and I can plug that into I can plug it into the monitor, and it'll turn it into like a mini like basically a mini computer. It's another small computer. So now when I plug this into the cell phone and utilize all, it works. I had with just this and the cell phone, I had two monitors, a mouse, and the keyboard running from my phone, dude. I was so like, what the hell? Dude, it was dope. It was really, really dope to see that. Like, and then I can plug in the power here, and it gives it power. It gives the phone, so and it charges the cell phone. But the only thing that I was sad about, and I really didn't do any like deep digging into it. You know how like on the Samsung, there's like regular charge, there's fast charge, and then there's super fast charge, which is basically like there's color wise, like white is basically regular, green is like fast charging, and then like the turbo charging, right, is the blue. So I didn't really like go too far into that, but it was like a green, so it was a fast charging, which was okay. It still kept the charge. And yeah, it was so crazy that all like it was two monitors, keyboard, mouse, the game, and the game wasn't that great though. I'll be honest. The processing, because it was doing so much, the game was pretty bad. Like, but it still ran everything like off of the phone. It was pretty crazy, dude. Two monitors, like one, two, three, four, like, you know what I mean? It's pretty crazy off a cell phone. Like, so anyways, yeah. So what I'm trying to do, because a lot of things have happened in the last couple months. I don't know if you guys notice. I do apologize. I don't stream Monday through Friday like I normally do. I just been under a lot of pressure to find work outside of my health. So I'm adjusting. Pretty much I was abandoned. So I'm gonna leave it there. I was basically left behind, and financially that put me in a tight spot. And then on top of that, if I go back to work, right, my health insurance that I have currently that helps me with my headaches and the medication and like my blood pressure and everything, I go back to work, I risk losing that. And then if I lose that, then I won't have any medication. I'll probably have medication for like a little bit, but not enough to be able to get back on those medications without it costing a lot of money, right? So I'm stuck in this very like screwed up bubble, and so that's what I've been doing for the last couple months. I've basically been fighting for my life to not be homeless. So, and it's not anybody's fault, you know. So, it just life works out that way, and it always has for me. I never really gotten a break. So all the gray hairs, man, will say it all. Like, you know, but so that's why like you really haven't seen me streaming as much, even though like it does bring in that's why like it's super important, when I ask, it's not because like it's just, oh, I'm doing it because everybody's doing it. This is my livelihood. This is literally like for the last 9 years, since 2016. The first year was more like, I want to be a streamer, and it's crazy, and it was fun. It's fun, and but then like the second and third year, after like literally after that, I really got really like serious about streaming, and I really love enjoying connecting with people, and also too within the last couple months, this pretty much the beginning of this year too, like I've also been going through a lot of different things, not only like with the stuff with being abandoned and my health. I've been going with my health stuff since 2021. But like I've also been under fire with certain communities that just keep stalking me and harassing me and literally trying to just hurt me as a person, and because they don't like me as a Chinese person or an Asian person. So the racisms, there's xenophobic behavior, and the fact that they hate the fact that I'm a Destiny 2 streamer, that they're trying to their community, which is a very big community now, like literally come and harass me in any way, or they always like they're literally stalking me on my platforms, And they do little things uh, to like try to disrupt or try to report and try to, because they know like how the monetization works, you know, making like being financially stable and doing this, so they're directly attacking that. And there's like I've already done my reports on everything to all the platforms. So the next thing is the police investigation, and after that, if they deem it's you know, defamation of character, and it's really hurting me financially, and it's also psychologically messing with me and giving me anxiety. It's putting me in this place mentally that they will be arrested and sued, at least, you know what I mean, sued or fined, one of the two things. The best hope is they get arrested. If not, then they, you know, it goes to small claims court kind of a thing. It's crazy, man. And that's kind of the world we live in, and I don't want to make it be doom gloom. Just, if you're here and you're watching and you're a part of the stream and you're here and you're hanging out, like, thanks for that. I don't just give people mods because I don't know you. You know, a couple things that go. The reason why I don't do that is, one, I don't know you. Two, you have a regular. You don't have a profile. There's nothing. There's nothing of you, of your trace of you, of being an authentic person. Not saying that you're AI or anything, but that's what those communities or that are trying to hurt me, that's what they're trying to do. They're like, oh yeah, bro, I'm here to help you, dude. Yeah, whatever, let me be a mod. And once they get in, they'll do a ban wave on people. They'll look up my information. They'll just do everything they can to disrupt my streams and stuff like that, and hurt me as a person, like I said. So I just don't. And that's why I also too, you have to understand, that's why I have my walls up too. Because unfortunately, if I don't know you, you're not a friend, and I've gotten to game with you or talk with you and just be like a part of what's going on, I just can't trust it. And that sucks, because before, I used to be open arm, and a lot of these like people that would come in, the people that are trying to hurt me, I helped them. Like, they literally, the community is what it is because I was a major part of helping them be able to make that community. You know what I mean? And a lot of them now, what they do, it's like it's all tactic. It's like tactics at the end of the day. Like, it's, think of it like this, like, um, opening up a Starbucks, right? And then across the street is a Coffee Bean, and then across the street from Coffee Bean is a mom and pop coffee shop, and then you know what I mean? Like, because one is doing really successful, another one pops up, you know, and they go and study everything at Starbucks to do the right things and the right coffees, and then they go across the street and they do the same exact thing but call it a different name. So I taught a lot of people, and I've been proud of that, but never, I mean, I knew that was it would happen at some point. You know, I knew people, because it's just life too, where people come in and they befriend you to gain knowledge from you to be able to do this, because they look at it and they've tried it for years and they're like, I can't even do this. I don't, how is this guy doing it? And they realize that you just have to be your authentic self, and not bullshit people and sell people on bullshit and lies, and the fake it to make it, you know. That people really connect, and then what they do is they go, oh, okay, cool, like, that's cool, like, you know. And then they literally steal my whole persona, my whole everything, like from my catchphrases to things like Guardian, like my one of my biggest catchphrases during the Destiny 2 was Guardians guarding the galaxy, and people are, they're deliberately doing that and popping into my stream like, oh, you got to join our crew, and that's the name that I've used, and they've been in my stream when I've used it. So it's just like, at the end of the day, like, don't allow people to push you into a corner. Um, Also know that, to take it with a grain of salt, like, it does suck. It's the internet, right? That's what everybody, oh, it's the internet, bro. You know, there's nothing you can do about that. And it's like, yeah, there's actually a lot of things you can do about that. It's just that mentality. Like, be responsible for your behavior as a person, and then also hold other people accountable for their behavior too, you know. And that's the biggest thing that's not happening on social media or any live streaming platform. Or there's no genuine respect for another person, right? It doesn't matter what race they are, what kind of if they're a bad person, they're a bad person. They suck. You know what I mean? If they're manipulative, they're manipulative. Like that's if you see it and you feel that, you step away from that, right? So with some of these communities, they're like they pretend to be, oh bro, anything you need, bro, I got you, like embrace you, bro. Like, you know, and you're a part of it, and then now you're a part of it. There's all these other people a part of it, and it's great. But at the same time, it feels like it's pressured. So if it ever feels like it's pressured and you feel like you're like, man, like I don't agree with any of this stuff, then don't be a part of it. Like, you know what I mean? What up, Justin? Yeah, appreciate that, man. So you got a profile going on? What'd you do, dude? Then obviously, it's just it you just gotta have good behavior, people are so easy to attack people and tear people down and make them feel bad about themselves and shit on their parade and just what's the point of that, you know what I mean? Because there's gonna come a time and it may not you might be super awesome and be successful and you never miss and it's great and it happens, it's cool, that's totally fine. I have no problem with other people being successful because they earned it, right? At least we hope. And there are people that step on other people to get there. Don't be one of those people. But at the same time, if people are in your way, it's like you got to do what you got to do, right? Just don't be an asshole. Don't be a terrible person to people. I mean, be terrible. Fight back. Against people that are terrible to you, and do it smart. Do it be calm, collective, and smart. Think about your next moves. What's gonna get you past this person, and what's gonna put you in a position where you're winning and you're being successful. So, anyways, yeah, yeah. Well, I hope everything goes well for you. I wish you the most luck. Yeah, man. I hope your life situation takes a massive flip and everything goes good for you. I do too, man. It's just it's if you're younger and if you're not living on your own and you haven't gone through the trials and tribulations of like relationships and like paying rent and financially, like there may be a time in your life where you're gonna hit that mark and everybody goes through it at least once in their life, and if they don't, awesome, you know what I mean? I consider that a very successful life. But everybody's going through it. It's not just me. There's a lot of people going through it. There's like people that I know that were really, really super successful, like, that had a ton of money and whatnot. And they're, I'm trying to help them out, give them a couple $100 here and there when I can, if I even have that, you know what I mean? So, or I'll just sit down and talk with them and buy them some coffee and just have a long conversation so they can just talk about like what's eating them up or, why they're in the situation they're in. And sometimes just listening is all that really matters, and that's been really helpful for me, for my friends, and I've been really grateful for my friends, knocking on wood, that they just allow me to talk and they listen, and then if I need feedback, I'll ask them for it and they'll be super kind to give me it too. And because sometimes people looking in from the outside might have a different perception than what you actually think, and that'll help you so much to see a clearer picture instead of what you think, because sometimes what you think isn't always right. You know what I mean? You're not always 100% like accurate. You want to be right. You want the situation to be what it should be. But then when someone else goes, hey, from this perspective, this is what I feel what it is. And it's just like, oh crap. Like it's like a lightning bolt strikes you, because you might think that it's, genuine, and it is. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just the way that it's perceived with other people might be different than what you think it is. So if that makes sense, So, I wish everybody the best, man. I'm not out to get anybody. I've said it so many times. I'm not out to get anybody. I'm not trying to make anybody's lives worse. Like for those, other communities that are just trying to hurt me and whatnot. It's like, they're doing it because I don't want to be involved in their community. It's you know what I mean? So it's like trying to be forced into a gang or something, to be forced into a community that I don't want to be a part of. And there are good people that are becoming part of it, and they're turning into, because they think it's okay to be that way because of the community. So they're teaching really bad habits, and but it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, it's the internet's gonna have good people, the internet's gonna have bad people. That's just it. But I'm choosing not to give up the good fight. I keep trying to put honest feedback out there that I can. And I try to take honest feedback, but it's really crazy how people will like literally stalk my streams day in and day out. For all I know, one of them, two of them, three of them are still here watching right now. So it's just like, and it's sad, and they wholeheartedly think they're doing something good, and it's not, man. It's scary, really. So anyways, what I'm doing is I am packing up, getting set up and getting ready, getting all my gear and everything set up for tonight's event. 8-Bit Rituals has been super, super cool with me, coming in and streaming and helping out, like, build their just live streaming and testing out stuff and just being a part of the night. So I really appreciate them for letting me do that. And what they do is they do gaming nights at Bart Lounge, and like they have tournaments. So like tonight is I think it's Street Fighter 8-Bit Rituals. At one word, the number 8, BIT, bit, and then Rituals with an S, one word, on Twitch. And they do tournaments, and like helping them try to like get gaming going, like board games and like giant Jenga, just stuff for like, it's at a bar, so not a bar, but it's a lounge bar, any 21 and over type of an event. So so I've been trying to help with that. You can watch the stream. I don't do much commentary on it because they do like live music in the background, so I don't want the live music to bleed in because it's pretty loud. Because I'm literally in a DJ booth with my other friend that does the event, so he's working the tournaments and he's doing like, and they also have this cool like prize giveaway little thing. It's pretty cool. The feel is like going into like a casual arcade and you're competing. There's 3 different levels of tournaments. There's novice, intermediate, and then there's like expert, and it's $10 to get in. Not get in, $10 to enter in 2 of the 3 tournaments, right? So it doesn't cost anything to get in to spectate and watch. You know what I mean? But for the spectators, like I've been thinking, like trying to like giant Jenga, like Uno, like just different card games and just things that people can just jump into right away and play, and just make it. And the video games will be on free play. The pool table is already free play. Just have to rotate turns, and stuff like that. You'll be fine. Enjoy the time that you have now, and just really embrace that. Because as soon as you get older and you start paying your own bills and you start paying for everything that you have, it's a different story, man. It's a very, 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 it's a humbling experience, and it's also scary. So if anything, teach yourself finance. Teach yourself how to budget money. Like, if your rent is $1,000 a month, if your cell phone is $100 a month, if your electric bill is $200 a month, right? That's $1,300, right? You know, your internet is $100, $1,400, right? What's the hourly rate that I need to make after taxes, right? To be able to save $500 a month extra, right? That's going to be, you know, right around minimum wage. But now you got to find a place that's $1,000 a month, right? And then you have to pay a deposit. So that's 2,000 you have to pay initially right up front. Where are you going to get, you know what I mean? Like, teach yourself those kind of things. It's really basic math, but it's finance. Like, you know, how to get an apartment. You read the lease. How long is the lease? Is it 12 months? Is it 6 months? And then after, you know, the most important thing you want to see and read, and that is after the 12 months is up, how much can the rent go up? And then look up your state and the city to see if they can legally go higher than that percentage, you know? Stuff like that. Because that's gonna really it sounds like crap right now, but it's gonna pay off later on when you know it'll help you effectively know how much you need to make every month, you know, and yearly, and it'll save you a lot of headache, man. Oh, like your phone? I think I'm lucky. My parents say that I can live under their roof as long as I want, but every month I have to pay 500 for rent. Well, there you go. Because they're trying to teach you that, you know, living under their roof is $500 a month. You know what I mean? So you can one day be like, you know what, I want my own place, and then you can do that. But at the same time, I think it's also helping them out too. You know what I mean? Because it's tough for everybody, dude. Like, you got to think, you know, in a way, you got to look at it like this, you know. Your parents fed you, clothed you, hopefully, you know, and took care of you up until the age where you can, you know, kind of help back a little bit. And it's okay. I look at it like that. There's nothing wrong with living with your parents. A lot of people are doing that. You know what I mean? And it's a couple things are happening. Everybody's saving money, and then two, you know, if you know, obviously if you care and love about your parents and whatnot, and you know they're super cool about everything. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? At least you have that support system where you're around people that care about you versus you're on your own, which is okay. You know, there's nothing wrong with that, but there is a support system and people care about each other, and there's no, you know, you kind of already know what the rules are, right? So, but yeah, gotta definitely if I can throw that out there, teach yourself how to finance money, learn about money, not like, you know, not like a how to, you know, how to get rich quick kind of thing, but more like, you know, how to read how to apply for an apartment, you know what I mean? Like, what's a lease, how long of a lease, what rent, you know, taxes on that, you know, deposits, you know, stuff like that. Everything that goes into living in an apartment or a studio, you know, it's water, electricity, trash, like those things, like, and nobody really teaches that, you know. Father said all the money, yeah, all my father said all the money for rent, probably not all, but that I give him, he puts it to a savings account once I do move out. Oh, there you go. There you go. See, yeah. So see, your parents, your dad is already he's financially on the ball already, you know, which is awesome. That's in there. I can put that in here. These cables. Oh, I have to put these cables in there. entire time just making sure I get all my cables and everything in the right places. All right. Oh, and I forgot about this cable. Forgot about the power cord. I hate typing so much. Ah, you're fine. It's part of the process, man. I look at it like this: master the things you hate. Because once you master what you hate, you'll no longer hate them anymore. Because you'll be really good at them. Really good at it. Unless it's obviously something bad. Don't do it bad stuff. There. Okay, so now I can go like these here. Oh, and I don't know if I mentioned, I also use 2 cameras too for the setup. Pretty cool. All right, power plug. And I have stands. Power supply's going in. Cool. Hey, everything is in. Sick. But definitely welcome on in, everybody. Whew, it's getting a little warm in here. just got to make sure all my devices are in. So I got my Type C. Got my Elgato. Cords for my Elgato. Cool, that's that. Oh, I do need the second. Right, so that's pretty much it. I got everything set up. Ready for tonight. Sweating a little bit, but it's all good. It's worth it. It's a little bit of work. But yeah, I hope you guys are all doing good. I'm gonna pop off. I appreciate you guys coming and saying what's up and saying hey. It means a lot. Thanks for the conversations. And then we'll see you on the next one. You guys be good. Take care.